So in this video, we're going to learn about the linked list. Okay, linked list. Okay, so what is a linked list? Linked list are the list of node. List of node. What is node? Node is a object, okay, which has some value. Okay, this object can be at different memory locations. Okay, so this object. So now what will happen? Let's suppose we have given a head. So for the simply linked list, we have given always head. Head is pointing to the first value of the linked list. Okay, so let's see the linked list. Its first value is going to be head, which is this value. Okay, similarly, so what we'll see here. So linked list can be different type. Okay, it can be. So first point. So let's suppose first focus on the singly linked list. Okay, in singly linked list, so we have first point. We have one. Singly means one. Okay, so one way direction of the connectivity. Okay, so in singly linked list, let's suppose we have a node. Okay, there, see, now we have we have one more thing. Okay, either linked list would have null. Okay, so when linked list is null, one head, every time the linked list would have a head. Okay, head is pointing to null. Okay, it means head is pointing to null. It means linked list is null. There is no head. There is no node. Okay, so or the second way can be linked list has some node. So what will happen? There will be some node. It can be one. This is pointed by head, and this is pointed to null, and this is the head. Or it can be multiple node. Okay, more than one node. Okay, and this value is head. So this is a linked list. Okay. Now let's understand how to create a linked list function. Okay. See, for the linked list, what we need? We need a object of we need a node. Okay, so what is node? Node is your object. So to get the object, what we need to? We need to write class. Okay, so we have write a class. Sorry, we'll write a class, and let's suppose this is a node. Let's suppose its type is also a node. Okay, so let's suppose this is a node, and so node has what? There it has some properties. Let's suppose it has property of value, and there will be a pointer. Since this is a node, there will be one pointer because it's singly linked list. Okay, this is a pointer. So let's suppose pointer. What is the name of the pointer? We can name anything, but we generally name it next. Okay, so we're given next. Okay, now this pointer points to what? This pointer will point to a node. Okay, so this pointer type will be node, and this is the class. Okay, this is the class. Now one thing note there. Since when we create a class, okay, when we get an object, see, right now we haven't given any. Constructor of this class. So default constructor will call, and this will create a class. This will create an object. I don't know what the value of this value or where this is pointing. So it is always to save and to write a constructor function for a class. Let's suppose this value is going to be public because we need value next in the with the object. So we have written here public. So there will be some node constructor. What is constructor? Constructor is a function with the same name of the class. So this is a constructor. It will going to have a value of int value. So when the constructor will call, this will do one thing. This will store. Let's suppose the constructor. It will store this value in the properties of value Okay, so it's going to store the value, and the next pointer of this node, new node will point to null. So now when we create that node of this, let's suppose that I had one functions for the internet. To writing, see this function is closed here, and this class definition also closed here. So let's suppose write a int med int med. See what will happen here. See, we want to create a linked list. Okay, so let's suppose first thing will be head. This is point to null. So head is what? It is a pointer. So there will be node, and its pointer name is, we write its name as a head. Head. Now we can give at head null pointer, or we can left blank as well. It's better save null. Okay, now see. So to create, now see what will happen here. Here we have a head. Okay. Now head we have, it's pointing to null. Okay, this is the head. Now we want to add one more node here. So what we'll do, we will call the constructor of the class. Okay, or we will create one object and pass value 1. So this value will give 1. Give what? This value will give 1. One object, its value will be 1, and it is pointing to null. Okay. Now let's suppose this is the value object created. Now what we want, this null one, since we want to access this one, so somehow we want to access this one. So what we can do, head next is point to null. Head next put point, head point to null, then we can head here. So what will be here, head here. It means now this. Okay. Similarly, if you want to create a new node 2, so new node 2 will be created here. Okay. And see, to get the reference of this value, to get the linkage of this value, what we need, we are going to head. The head next is this one. This pointing to here. Okay, we can get, so head next is equal to this value. This way we will create a linked list. So thank you so much. Write a constructor method. Okay, let's suppose type is int and it gets a value. Okay, so what a constructor do, so it will store the value, so past value into value, and the next pointer, okay, it will point to what? Null pointer, null. Okay, so this is the overall class for the writer for a linked list. Now let's suppose we have created node of its type, its head, and it has new. Let's suppose in the starting with null pointer. Okay, it means this head is pointing to a null pointer. It means the linked list is null. Okay. Okay. So when we create a pointer, okay, the right side of this pointer will be point to the left side. Okay, sometimes it is going to confused. Okay, so keep in mind, left side pointer will always point to right side value, the right side address the pointing to. Okay, now let's suppose we have created one object of node. So new node, what this value is do, we have passed 1. So this will, what this will do, this will create a node. Okay, and that node will be node. Right now this created node, the node has a value type 1, value 1, and its next pointer. So what will happen here, there will be one value, one node, and its value is going to be 1, and its point to null. Okay, so this is done by this function. Okay, now what I want, the new node which I created, okay, that should pointed by the head. So we have just given head here. Okay, now similarly, let's suppose we want to create one more node, and what we want to add the new created node at the last of this head. So what we'll do, we'll create a new node. Let's say value is 2. Okay. Now what, this is a node. Okay. So this node will be pointed by what? Head. What next? See what is the point? Here we have created linked list is null here. So what is happening here? Here head is pointing to null. Okay. Now here we have did what we have did. We have created one linked list. Its value is 1 and its next pointing to null. This thing is done by constructor functions. Okay, so and then head, where this head is pointing to new created function, node. So we have a head to pointing to here. Okay, similarly what will happen here, we have created one new node, its type is 2, so value is 2 and it's pointing to null pointer. Okay, यहाँ तक कोई doubt नहीं. Now see what happening. See head next. Okay, see what happening. Head next is means what? This is a head. Its next is this value. So head next means this pointer. Okay, once next pointer. So head next means once next pointer, which will point to what? The new creator pointer, new creator node, and this head is right now also pointing to same node. Similarly, if you want to create one more node, let's suppose head and its value, let's suppose what will happen, there is 1 and we want to create 2 is already there. Let's suppose we want to create 3, node 3. Okay, it will point to null, and what we want, this value, this linked list last node, so point to new created node. So what will have head, this is the head and its next is this one. So head next, so this pointer. Okay, this value, this pointer. Now this head next means this 2's net is pointing to new creator function. So 2, so head next is going to be new node 3. Let's suppose we want to print this node, what is the value of node, what we can do, one thing. We can do what, let's suppose we have let's suppose we do one thing. So what will happen, this is the head. Okay, let's suppose we create a temp variable, temp of type node, and which will point into head. Okay, now this is the head. Okay, what we'll do, so this is a temp. Okay, now when temp next will come, this will come next temp next to this, and temp next null. When the null will come, so we'll break the while loop. So while temp. Okay, and what we'll do here we'll do temp is equal to temp next, and then what's we're going to do, see, we get temp. Okay, temp has some value which need to print for this one. So what we can do, cout temp value and then a space, or you can leave the arrow, and at last if you want last cout, just for the sake of looking good, we can give this one control B. Okay, see what is happening there. See the value. See, when the head was null, we have created null, and we have created one new head, and it's pointed by the head. Head next is pointing to 2, and head next pointed to 3, and that this null pointer comes by this functions. Okay. So with this we can write a linked list creations function.